Alright, Policenauts Commentary Part 7. Yeah, I'm doing this close to 2 weeks after I did parts 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because I did parts 1 and 2 around late June. I did parts 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the 23rd or 24th of July, and I'm just getting back to this commentary because I had other work I was doing, and such as preparing intros and stuff for my uploads of Resident Evil games and Halloween, because I'm gonna do most of the Resident Evil games up to part 6. Yes, I know. What about part 7? I like part 7, but I don't think it's as good as the others. I would rather play part. In fact, I would rather play 5 and 6. I think they did a better job of progressing the franchise. That's just my opinion. And as I was saying, but this part I'm in Karen Hojo's house, and basically we're looking for clues. But yeah, just look at, as I was saying, looking for clues, and I believe when I get done here, then I'll go back to the Tagawa building. Yeah, and for anybody who's just a fan of the old school wrestling, I was just saying, I was seeing where CM Punk was praising Sasha Banks and Naomi. He was simping because they walked out, and nobody talks about when Brock Lesnar walked out. I got to expose him as a hypocrite, as a liar. Brock didn't walk out. If you're talking about in 2004, he fulfilled his commitments, unlike you, and then he left, and then he came back in 2012 and became a part-timer and had his own start and stop dates. I know, I'm going on about random crap. Guy thinks he's a big freaking draw. And it's like during that time when he was champion, it's like, dude, it's like, no, there was other factors going on, and other people making appearances on TV. When John Cena came out, people were watching. When Triple H and Shawn Michaels, when Triple H was on, people tuned in. When Shawn Michaels showed up for guest appearances, people were watching. When The Rock showed up for appearances, everybody definitely was watching. When Brock Lesnar returned in the spring of 2012, excuse me, I gotta turn this up. It's got a good soundtrack. This game, it's got a pretty good soundtrack. Yeah, I'm playing the music. I'm going through it. You can listen to the soundtrack this way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm going through this. There's pauses. I'm doing this for this commentary. I apologize for that. If you don't want to deal with my voice, just watch the. I already got this uploaded with no commentary. Let's check this disc out. Now this disc here doesn't have a title, and there's no music. So pay attention to that because it's going to come up later. There's no music on it. It's nothing but noise. And yeah, it's going to come up later. You need to keep that in mind. Anyway, we're just about done with this section here, and then we're going to be going into
それじゃあ書斎を見せてもらえますか。どうぞこっちです。ここが父の書斎の日本間です。
and then we'll be going back to the Tagawa building. Yeah, there's this thing with all these like family crests here, and it's not even in your inventory. You have to look, which sucks because you're going to need that later on. And without that, it's like without this without that in the inventory, without having that in the inventory, it's like you know what are you supposed to do? I know in the original release, in the manual, it had that on like in the manual, the family crest square, but not it didn't come in the repro version. I had actually to look it up. Yeah, that one family crest there. The third one on the bottom looks totally like the Triforce from Zelda. Which I'm kind of wanting to do some Zelda stuff. Maybe some Nintendo 64 Zeldas. Man, I kind of want to do some Zelda playthroughs. check the.
そのカードは
Well, it's Kenzo Joe's ID card.
予備のコピーカードです。父は用心深い人でしたから。
カレンさん、ちょっとこれ預かってもいいかな。
いいですけど。
So now, but you know, I failed to mention. Yeah, we've talked about pitching a remake of Snatcher and Policenauts, and I went through a lot of stuff. I even probably ticked off some atheists, like in part 6, I think it was. We're just doing everything and giving, and also having unpopular opinions, like about Hideo Kojima. That I'm not a fan of him. From what I understand, he had a lot of crap in his games, kind of sick sexual shit in his games because he's a pervert. Well, maybe that was part of the problem. He was too busy perving. He was too busy perving to make quality games. Because I've never been a big Metal Gear Solid fan. It's kind of like Vince McMahon. He was too busy perving, and he let his company go to shit. So now I'm just going through these options again, all these commands, all these little options again, just to make sure that just to make sure I don't forget anything, or sometimes it won't let you advance to the next part, and you'll have to go through things multiple times. In a remake of like Policenauts, we're not doing that, but I would still keep the point-and-click sections for questioning and talking and investigating, as I said. And it would still respect those games like I was talking about. They would just be more like different story, but still very respectful to the game. Yeah, and as I've said, I believe I said in the previous part, that Karen in this game, Karen Hojo, has leukemia, and as I said, she has leukemia, and and they haven't been able to find a bone marrow donor, and it's just more stuff added to the plot. And we're going to leave and go to the Gawa building. Yeah, I like that. It's about letting go. It's also got another layer to it. It's about letting go and finally moving on.
カレンさん、ロレインがあんなことになったら、あなたも安全とはいえ、何かあればすぐ PCP まで連絡してください。部下を送ります。
ありがとう。
じゃあ、カレン。
But you know, I've said there can be an audience for this. As a minute was left.
こいつは病気なんだ。気に障ったのなら。
いえ、母からはそんな話聞いたことないから。
大丈夫。このビヨンドにいればやめるさ、きっと。
そうね。じゃあ。
失礼するよ。ジョナサン、気を落とすな。時間がかかるが、きっと彼女も分かってくれる。だといいが。
Yeah, come on, man. Nah. I'll just say it sucks to be him. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to conclude. This part's almost over, and I'll go continue on. All right, parts 8 of my Policenauts Commentary. I'm just checking stuff out because I want to be sure that I don't have to, that I'm stuck somewhere in the game because I didn't check something or didn't look at something or ask questions over and over again. That's the only problem I really have with this game. But I believe now we're on our way to the Tagala building. Yeah, I don't know why I went in. And then why did I go select? I'm just being an idiot. Why did I select that? Because I'm watching the original copies when I was playing it, and then I edited videos down and whatnot. I'm still on my first box of these sandwiches. Yeah, I mean, he's been eating the same sandwich since I first went there. Yeah, really. Yes, let's leave. Let's get out of here.
よし、ジョナサン、捜査に出かけろ。
Why'd I even go back? I believe I edited this out of the original playthrough. And if the syncs up, it doesn't sync up very well, and I'm talking about something, and it's in a completely different part, I apologize for that. It did that in the first couple of parts, and
何か騒がしいな。なんだろう。
Anyway, we also found out Hojo was here, but he didn't check out. He wasn't in the log where he. So, all signs point to this building.
いらっしゃいませ。ただいま徳川製薬新製品発表会を行っていますので、一般の方はご遠慮願っております。
ということは貞興はいるってわけだ。
I sleep in it too. It's all purpose.
これ俺たちなんだ。徳川と知り合いなんだ。ポリスノーツでね。そういうこと。
どうも失礼しました。すいませんでした。そちらのおひげの方はわかりますけど、あなたの方は？
若すぎるか。
ああ、長寿保障遺伝子の手術ですね。テロメアなんとかっていう。
違う。ちょっと寝坊しただけだよ。エレベーターに乗るぞ。
どうぞ、そのエレベーターで中心部のガーデンへお上がりください。
悪いな。無理言って。
いいえ、ガーデン内は無重量ですので、宇宙酔いには気をつけてくださいね。
大丈夫だ。今君に会えた夢心地だから。
まあ、お上手。口だけなら罪はないですけど。
Yeah.
上で変な
So now we're gonna go to the top of the floor to this party held by Tagawa. And you pretty much see he's
リア
shady.
モーターエレベーターだ。ホームのロープ牽引
So
機
you're
や
starting to slowly put this puzzle together in this game. But the way it played out the first time was just mind blowing. How well done everything was. Anyway, I'm just not doing anything. I don't know what I was doing at this point now. And I was playing it. And again, this is the uncut, unedited video where from the original capture, because the playthroughs I did edited, I edited stuff down the best I could to make sure there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of filler. But here we are going to have a lot of this filler bull crap, because I honestly didn't. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing at this part. Maybe I went to smoke. I don't know. Maybe I got a drink of water. Hell, I don't know. Sounds absolutely thrilling. This is an elevator control panel. No. Okay, so now we're going to get to the top floor where the party's going on. We're going to continue this investigation. We're going to put together more of this puzzle going on. You're going to see some shade, that the guy was kind of shady. And it's pointing towards one direction. Or It is pointing towards the shooter and this guy. So I'm thinking, yep, I got him. I'm getting ready. I'm getting in more about. I'm gonna probably wrap this game up in a couple hours. I'm thinking. When I originally played it, so. That bird's look your father. No, don't you call them that. They're you gotta be tolerance, understanding. Yeah, my tolerance is about 10 inch, 9.5, 10 inch cowboy boot up the butt. How about that? That's my tolerance to anybody like that. Especially against the ones who do that to children. Again, I'm not even talking about the game, and I'm just originally pitching a Snatcher and Policenauts remake, which like I've talked about before, that I would change story elements around. And I mean, if you don't know, if you just checking this out and haven't heard the other parts, basically, I would love to do it because there would be an audience for Snatcher and Policenauts. Because at the time when Snatcher was released, it was released in the Sega CD. The Sega CD had a niche audience. As much as I like the Sega CD, it was a niche audience. And unfortunately did not. And it just... I mean, there's fans of it, and I'm a fan of it, but it just didn't sell like hotcakes. I mean, there's definitely there was an audience for it. It just wasn't a big enough audience. It just wasn't a huge audience. I would say it was a small audience, And it was released at that time, and you gotta understand also the Sega CD was, people just probably thought it was just another, game like a Night Trap, Double Switch, Ground Zero Texas type game. They like, and people just didn't want to play that. They wanted actual games, even though Night Trap really isn't that bad. I mean, Night Trap's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool game. Night Trap's a cool game, but it just wasn't a big. It just, Night Trap just wasn't a. But people just thought that Snatcher was just another one of those games. They wanted like games that were like, they wanted actual games, like how the Terminator was, or Android Assault. They wanted those type of games. They just wanted basic games, but that also hurt too. And now that there has to be honest. But like I said, the damn thing's going from anywhere complete box from $1,100 to $1,400, and I don't see it getting any. And I see it going up. I'd say in 6 years from now, it'll probably be $3,000, maybe even more. Snatcher, and of course, Policenauts was going to be supposed to come out in the United States supposedly, but they just had trouble. They said they had trouble syncing up the dialogue, the English dialogue with the lips, with the mouth movement, and I don't think it is that. I think it was just this game had too much content that would have been seen as too much, as like it would have had content that was not that wouldn't be considered mainstream. And here you have a bunch of mafia guys at the party. It's like, okay, what's the mob doing here? If he's supposed to be some kind of businessman, he's not ever living mob here. What's going on? Oh, and there he is. Holy shiitake!
こちらはドクター・ゴドウィン BCCH の理事長クリスどうして
奇遇ね。
ところで要件は何だジョナサン何か嗅ぎ回ってるらしいなさすがに情報には早いなまさかこんなところで会うとは
私もよ、ジョナサン・エド。何かの巡り合わせ
So
が
you see the I don't know why I didn't pick a decision to dance with her, but whatever. She's the head of the hospital, the director of the hospital. Yeah, I'm your puppy. One of your employees is here.
うちの社員誰だ北条健三徳川製薬技術研究所 DDS 開発チーム主任北条君が行方不明初耳だそれで
So yeah, he's just playing dumb. He's like, oh, that's news to me that that Kenzo Ojo's missing, I don't know. You tell me what's happened. So this would be, yeah. Just making sure to question, keep asking a lot of questions over and over, so I can make sure to advance to the next part, because one little intricate detail you miss and you won't be able to advance. There's a part at the museum I was going around. I had to cut that video down. Your stuff's including. Yep, he's getting worked up. He's getting worked up like John Stuart. You're a troll and you're not good faith. Well, yeah. Yeah, and it just shows what a lot of people like Mark Levin and a lot of conservatives were saying for years, and I don't care. I don't care. It just shows like what a lot of them were saying that guy had a staff of like 50 writers to make him funny. And you see what kind of guy he is without a staff full of writers. You saw what kind of man he was, and it was because they took a bill that was meant to help veterans, and people were putting millions of dollars, like $400 million worth of just money and projects so they can get rich. These people, again, why I don't give a shit about really, and which really I'm closer to not wanting to ever vote again than I am wanting to vote. And again, yes, I'm talking about that. I mean, although, but anybody who's like conservative, I'll just tell you right now, the Republicans, if they get the House or whatever, and they don't do anything, I'm just going to say, screw it, I'll go third party and just throw my vote away. I'd rather just do that. But yeah, it finally showed that this little weasel, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's funny during the book. He was funny during the book, like back in the day during the Bush years, but he started becoming an Obama butt kisser. It got really bad. Yeah, you're talking to Salvatore. He's no longer a cop too. He works on a moon base for Tagawa. Now he's done with him. All he needs to say, "You're coming in bed, thief, mother blinker." Like John Stuart, John Stuart basically showed when Jordan Peter, whoever the hell it was, Jack Posobiec, I don't know, whoever it was, he basically said, he basically exposed him that yeah, without a staff of riders, of 50 freaking riders, he ain't crap. Anyway, yeah, you started to peel away this onion, so to speak, this onion. Yeah, it sounds like something John Stuart or Stephen Colbert, or let's say. And even with a team of writers, Colbert was not even funny. Yeah, and he runs his space colony. So now you know. So now I'm like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna beat this game and pretty soon, because now I've got everything is. As everything is pointing to this direction. And next up, which will be in part 9, we're going to go by Ed Brown's house, and I guess that should be fun. It just adds something. That should be fun. I believe that, and we'll end up going back to Tagawa Pharmaceuticals too, and which will end up pointing us into the direction of which will also get in contact with the foreman in the next part. But yeah, it'll be cool. The game really starts to pick up a little bit here too, more just as you go on, and it'll pick up. You already have the two. You already have a shooter that you don't know about. Maybe you may have figured it out who the shooter was, but now you know that Joseph Sudoku Tagawa is also bad, is also involved, is one of the culprits. And a minute 20 is left. I saved here, and we're gonna have and then the next act's coming up. Yeah. Act 2. This is where you get into contact with an informant. You're gonna have to, and then. And check that shit out. Looks like the damn houses from Full House. Although to me, Family Matters holds up better than Full House. That's just me. Okay, part 9 will be up next.